It's super hot in here. No AC to film. It's really hot. My pets are sweaty. Okay, I'm ready. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. First thing I wanted to say just how sorry I have been for not making videos in the last 2 months or really posting anything on any social media. The main reason for that is that I've been super busy with my time. I had a move last month with my husband, and then last month I was also studying for the paralegal certification once again. And then also, most of you don't know, I do work 2 jobs. I have one full-time job and then one part-time job on the side. So my free time has been very limited, if any at all. It's been a joke. But now that all that's through, I'm back at it and I'm back to return to you guys. And so yeah, this is a video that I know has been highly requested from a few subscribers, and also some people on social media have asked me to film this video, as well as some of my other friends on a day-to-day basis. They have asked me to film this video for you guys. So this video that I'm going to film for you guys is going to be my top foundations for my pale skin. I'm gonna do a disclaimer because obviously I'm not like all the other high-end beauty gurus. I don't have thousands and thousands of foundations to choose from. I know I'm very plain and very simple and boring, but that's okay because I feel like a foundation can be really expensive, whether it's drugstore or high-end. And the way I see it is, if I'm gonna go purchase something, I gotta be very confident with it, because I don't have a lot of money to just go and buy and try out all these different products when I might not even like them. So I know you've seen most of these probably, or some of them, on other beauty gurus YouTube channels or on social media, and that's how I kind of discovered them. But then I used them continuously for really long periods of time, and I really am confident in these foundations. So yeah, that's why I'm sharing them with you guys. Also, I will say, combination skin, sometimes it's really dry and sometimes it's very oily, and then sometimes it's normal, if that makes sense. So I just felt like I should have to share that with you guys. For every foundation I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna show you what I pair with a primer, because I always set my face with a primer when I put on makeup, and also a setting spray. And that the reason for that is because since I am rather oily and I get pretty oily as the day goes on, I cannot wear makeup, or I feel like I can't wear any makeup without, you know, going over with a primer, or starting with a primer and then going over with the finishing spray. So I'm gonna show you these foundations and the primers that go along with it. So yeah, if you guys have really high expectations, kind of lower them a little bit. It's just 3 products. Nothing fancy, but these products are good. So if you want to hear about that and you're interested to see what my favorite foundations are, then just keep watching. All right, so first up, I'm gonna do my least favorite of the 3. This is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, and it's with the SPF 20. This is actually very comical. Before I show you guys this is rather funny, or I think it's funny. This is a sample size. If you guys can see that, it's a sample size. And I've actually had this for 6 months or more. I think it's funny that it's a little sample size that I'm showing you guys in this video. I was way too cheap and poor to go and buy the full size to show this with you guys. But you know what, you get the point. So the main reason why I kind of also wanted to talk about this particular foundation is because it's in the shade Nude, which I wouldn't say is my truest shade, although I haven't tried any of the other shades, so I can't really say that for sure. But this one kind of is a little bit too orange for me. If you see, it's kind of, let's kind of put some on. I'm just gonna do a little dot because every little bit counts with this one. So you see, it's a little orange. You see that? Like, I know some people are like, really? Yeah, it's orange. But the thing is because it's a moisturizer, once I've applied it on my skin, it doesn't look orange. Like, it almost makes me just look refreshing. And because I have a red undertone, it almost like, it makes the red not so right in your face, if you will. And I like it because on days that I'm just running errands, or I don't have time to go full glam, or I just want that quick natural look, I will definitely apply some of this tinted moisturizer, as well as I always go back over with some powders, and then sometimes I'll just do mascara and bronzer, and sometimes I'll just wear this with itself and do my brows and mascara. And I think it's really, really pretty, and it never clogs my pores. It feels really light. There's a couple things that I don't like about it though. One, I do not like how the coverage is. It says on here that it's lightweight, flawless coverage, and that's no joke. Coverage on here, I feel like if you have a lot of skin texture, this may or may not be the foundation for you. Like if it's severe, probably don't get this, but even when I have some skin texture, I still wear it and I don't see a big problem with it. I like it, and it doesn't make my skin break out, and I've always been a die-hard user of Laura Mercier products to begin with, so if you do have a lot of skin texture, stay away from this. The other thing that I don't like about this is that because it is light coverage and also technically called a moisturizer, I don't feel like it stays on throughout the day as well as regular medium coverage foundations or full coverage foundations. That's just me, and that's even, like I said, I even do a primer, and then I put the moisturizer on, and then I put on other products on top of it, and then I set it with setting spray. I feel like it kind of greases off or slides off a little bit quicker than my other foundations, but it's not a big deal because, like I said, when I normally do wear it, it's when I'm running just a few errands and I'm not gonna be taking too long, but I don't wanna go out completely barefaced to the public. I will just put a little bit on, and it works. It definitely gets the job done if you're looking for something quick like that. The last thing that I would say is a negative thing about it is probably the price, because it's high end. It's rather expensive, although how can I even talk about it because I haven't even actually bought the full size of it yet. Like really, I'm using the sample, but I looked online and it's rather expensive, but it's just like any other high-end foundation. But you know me, like I mentioned before, I'm broke and I don't have the time or energy to spend that much money on other foundations right now. But you know what, I'm just using it up. Whatever little bit I have left, I'm using it until it's all gone, and then maybe I might consider repurchasing it, but this time in my actual shade. The one thing that I do like seriously love about this is how much little bit goes a long way. This little sample bottle is no joke. Like I've had it for more than 6 months, like I mentioned before, and I just do like maybe like a little pea size, and I apply it over my face. Okay, I'm exaggerating, maybe like a quarter amount, and I apply it all over my face, and a little bit goes a long way, which is awesome. Another thing that I really, really love about this is that maybe this is just me. Like I said, this is probably insane, and I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but because it is a moisturizer, okay, I apply this on like in the morning, and as the day goes by, I feel like my skin looks better and better. Like not necessarily that the makeup makes me look better, but I feel like the moisture is really going into my skin. And yes, I do get greasy, okay, like oily, but I feel like it helps my skin. And I've noticed that the days after I'm wearing this, my skin will just look a lot more youthful than when I wear other foundations. And I don't know if that's just because my skin, like it just miraculously, it miraculously goes that way, or if it's because of that tinted moisturizer, but whatever. I really like it, and that is the least of my top 3. It is my least favorite, but it's still a goodie for me. Now, the primer that I usually apply on before I put the tinted moisturizer on, which I never actually researched it. I don't even know the full concepts of how tinted moisturizer is supposed to work. I don't think you maybe have to apply primer. I feel like, yeah, you shouldn't need to because it's just kind of like lotion, but you know, I'm just extra and I always go that extra mile. So whatever. But the primer that I do use, I discovered this product from Nikki Tutorials. It's the Nivea Men Sensitive Cooling Post Shave Balm. I really like it. I think it smells super good. And it used to be my husband's, but he didn't want it, so I kind of took it over, and I really like it. So if you want to know how to apply this, go check out Nikki Tutorials, because she probably describes it way better than I do. But yeah, I'll put this primer on, or post shave balm on, and then I will put the tinted moisture on, and I'm good to go. So the next foundation that I really love is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation, and it's the normal to oily foundation. If you can see that, and I'm in the shade, whoa, 112, because I'm Snow White. And I believe this is like the second to the lightest shade that they have, which is ridiculous. But like you probably have already seen, this foundation is infamous all over YouTube, all over social media. There is a reason for it. I discovered it because of social media, and ever since I purchased this, probably almost 2 years ago now, I always have to have one of these. Okay, I have an extra bottle in my makeup drawer, and it's just because in case this ever runs out, I always have to have one on standby, because this is my favorite foundation of all time. There are some flaws to it though, but the one thing that I like about this is what many others have said. I love how affordable it is. Like, I usually get mine at Walmart, so I think it's maybe under $7 or under $6 every time I go there. But even on their website, it's under $7, maybe under $8. Either way, it's really affordable. And then I also really like how easy it is to apply. I believe it's a medium coverage foundation, but to me, I almost feel like it's a more fuller coverage foundation, but that's just me. I might be crazy, but to me, I feel like it's kind of heavy. Like, I like when you apply it on and you've let it sit on your face for a second while it oxidizes. Your skin looks like powder, like you look like a porcelain doll. And then gradually, the longer you have it on your face, the more you're, like right now, my skin's producing its oils and doing its thing, but it's not a big deal. Like, I really like this foundation. The one thing that I don't like about this foundation is I hate how long it does not stay on for. Like, it bugs me. I've seen some people say that it's long wearing. People claim that you can wear it for long periods of time. I don't know if that's just them and what kind of balm primer they're using, but this foundation for me sucks any longer than 5 hours. Like, it does not look good on me after 5 hours. And I usually would wear this to work, and I can't anymore because by the end of the day, it looks like I'm dripping with sweat, but it's just my oils, and it does not control my oil, like, at all. And even when I wear good primers with it, it doesn't control my oil to the extent that my favorite foundation is, which I'll show in just a second. But you know what? I can't complain because the price speaks for itself. It doesn't break me out. It looks just as good as a lot of other high-end foundations. Great. I don't know what else to say about it other than that I really love it. And if you're also a huge fan of this foundation, I can relate. Seriously, I can definitely relate to a more personal level for sure. The primer that I wear with that, I used to wear this a lot, but I'm actually running out of this right now. And I don't know, I'm stuck between repurchasing it or not, just because since I purchased this in the beginning, I switched to another foundation or another primer. Love a whole lot more. But this is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Base Mattifying Primer. It's in the little gray bottle. And I really liked this for a long time. Like, I've had this bottle for, how long has it been? It's probably been more than 6 months as well, because I purchased this way before I got married, and it's almost gonna be 7 months. So you can see a little bit goes a long way, which is awesome when you're looking for makeup in general, right? Like, who can complain with that? I liked it so much that I even suggested, like, I even told my mom about it. I recommended that she purchase it and she wear it under her makeup because she was also looking for a primer, and she really likes it. But we both have noticed the same problems with it, which may not be a big problem for a lot of people, but for me, it can be kind of annoying. So the formula in this, I feel like, is almost kind of waxy. It applies really nicely at first, okay? It goes on clear, like you don't even see it after you've applied it on your face. But as you're kind of blending it in onto your face, it gets like sticky, right? But then it starts kind of shedding or peeling, like flaky, I guess, if you will. I don't know, it's really, really annoying because I don't want to wipe all those flakes off because I almost feel like it's doing its job when it gets like that. So I leave it on and then I'll put on foundation and I get like these little white grains on my face, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like it's my skin or the makeup, or maybe it is just the primer and I'm not doing it right, but it's just too waxy feel for me. I know everybody like always recommends this when you go to Sephora and you tell them you have oily skin and you're looking for a primer. A lot of the sales associates will try to push this on you because they did it with me and this other girl that was waiting there at the store with me. It does work really good. It does make my makeup stay on a whole lot longer. But as far as pores, I don't feel like it takes away the emphasis on your pores. I don't know if it's long wearing for sure, because again, I usually pair it with the Maybelline foundation, which, by the way, I'm actually wearing that foundation right now, so you can kind of see how it applies on my face. I am also wearing this primer underneath, and I've had this makeup on since 11 o'clock this morning, and it's now 3:14, so in the afternoon. So, you know, I mean, it's not bad, but I'm already getting pretty oily. Not that I mind, but is it mattifying? Who knows? But yeah, so I really, really like this primer with that foundation. Last but not least, this is my favorite foundation of all time. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, and this foundation is seriously freaking incredible. It is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I know, as over dramatic that sounds, it's so true. This foundation I discovered when I was researching foundations to wear for weddings, because back in November when I did my own makeup for my wedding, I was really looking for a foundation that would stay on longer than 8 hours, like the longest wearing foundation as possible, because pictures and, you know, you'll be outside and you'll be around people, and I didn't want to perspire and look gross, you know, as the day went on. And this foundation, oh my gosh, it stayed on even longer than the 5 hours of my wedding. It was ridiculous. So awesome. So everyone knows that Tarte is a great makeup brand that's cruelty-free, and usually all their products, for the most part, they all have natural ingredients in it that's good for your skin. So I've always been a huge fan of Tarte products as well. And so when I found out about this foundation, I tried it, and oh my gosh, ever since then, there's like no going back, like ever. And it's no shock that I also pair it with the Tarte Poreless primer. So I'll get into that. But this foundation, let's just talk about it. First thing that I'm like obsessed about this foundation is how consistency of the foundation. When I apply this foundation on, I will seriously just put like little dots, just a few dots on my face, and then I will go back in with my beauty blender and I'll just blend it out. And it goes on, it applies so evenly, it doesn't really crease, and it dries automatically. Like, it claims on the back that it's a 12-hour makeup and that it's oil-free makeup. And seriously, when you put it on your face, it dries like instantly, and it gives you like that flawless powdered look, but not cake face. I feel like it looks natural, but oil-free. which is rare for me to find. So I seriously cannot get over this foundation. And I'm in the shade Fair Beige. The one thing that I don't like about this foundation, the only thing is how expensive it is. It's $39 for this foundation, which, you know, again, like I keep saying, if I don't have a whole lot of money to go spend, $40 is $40 and it's kind of expensive. But I spent $40 on this for my wedding day, or it was a week before my wedding day. And again, I've been almost married for 7 months and it's still, like, even if I push it, it's still pretty full. Like, if you guys can see that, check that out. Like, it's ridiculous. It's awesome. So I also like that they have a wide variety of shades, which is also another plus side about the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. They also have a pretty good selection of tones to choose from, which is great. So yes, the primer that I wear with this foundation is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless primer. I don't think that they sell in this exact package anymore, and it says on the back that it's pore refining, waterproof, and line definitely waterproof, because even I'll apply this on my eyelids sometimes when I forget my eyeshadow primer at home, or I'm just really lazy and I don't want to apply too many products in the morning. I will go ahead and apply just a little dime size or a little pea size of this on my eyelids, and it makes my eyeshadow stay on really well. I'm not wearing that today, obviously, but this is the best primer I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I will never leave this primer. I might try other ones, but this is definitely one that will stay near and dear, true to my heart to the day I die, seriously. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also, I will be linking all these products and where to find them down in my description box. So if you guys have any questions for me, or if I did miss something, please let me know in the comments below and I will get back to you. Also, feel free to check out my social media on Instagram at The Constantinos, and I'm also on Snapchat at The Constantinos. Thank you guys once again, and until next time, bye! Gosh, I'm already... That's so annoying.